Not only do mums have to consider their babies after they give birth, but also how they're managing their own mental health, especially the pressure of postnatal depression. As the name implies, postnatal depression describes a time after a woman has given birth different from typical depression, as it not only impacts mum, but her baby as well. This impacts between 10 to 20% of all mothers, has long-term impacts for mum and baby, and typically, mums don't seek the help they need, as 65% of women diagnosed do not seek any form of treatment. This issue is essential for nurses to consider, as they are a first point of contact for mum and can promote the support her and her baby truly needs. But what does this really mean? For nurses, it is critical to understand how to prevent, identify, and promote appropriate support when needed. This is aided in places like Victoria, Australia, as it is recommended that mums are screened during the 4th week visit and that nurses look at risk factors during this time. However, resources are only recommended once mum seems at risk, and the data of how this all goes is critically limited. The purpose of the following study was to try to collect data about the experiences of nurses supporting mums with postnatal depression and anxiety, and the factors that may contribute. This was looked at by asking nurses experiences, called qualitative data, and allows the truth to come out for these nurses. They had to first work in Victoria for a minimum of 6 months in 2021 and complete a survey to then be interviewed to collect the data. Out of 62 nurses that could have been interviewed, only 12 contributed to the final data, as the researchers wanted to investigate variability in terms of where they worked, age, and experience. So what did they find? Nurses struggled to know quite who to refer to, what was available and accessible, and how to support at-risk mums when there is a lack of time and resources available at the hospitals. They suggested there is a need for help from many professionals, more time, more resources, and more direct power to refer mums to get the support they need. When mums get help early, it helps them and their babies in the long run. This data emphasises a need for systemic help and for policy makers to recognise this issue and promote support for vulnerable mums with postnatal depression and their babies.
Created using Powtoon.